Hi, I'm back. I just took a little break from filming videos for the holidays, and I decided that I wanted to do my everyday makeup look for you guys. I just took a shower, I'm all clean, my hair is slicked back, and I got all my stuff laid out, so yeah. So, first thing I do is I make sure that my skin is prepped because I have really dry skin and makeup will look awful. It'll just like sit on my skin and pill up if I don't do some kind of like exfoliating or like putting creams on my face. So I start with some toner. This stuff's pretty gentle for me. I have really sensitive skin, so. And I just put it on a piece of tissue paper because I don't have a cotton pads for some reason. I am not prepared. And I find this the most important for getting the mascara out from under my eyes, because even though I take a shower and I use like an oil-based cleanser, it's not enough to really get the mascara. I like to take a really crusty washcloth, this is super old, and get it wet and get cold water on my face, and then I'll rub in jojoba oil. Okay, this is a lie. This is olive oil. I don't have jojoba oil. I really should. So there's that. And then I'll rub that in lightly, and then I'll rinse my face, and that's pretty good job at taking care of these flakies that I have from my acne. Yes, I know I'm covered in acne. I am always covered in acne. That's just how it is. So I'm trying to take care of it. Yeah, I've tried everything. So just move on from that fact. The makeup look will look nice. And this is probably a good lesson for you if you have really bad acne. Really do your hydration and your skin really well. And don't use any matte anything. No, not even powder. I don't even use powder unless it's like super sparingly, like around my nose, and not even under my eye. I have such dry skin, I don't even need it. So like the makeup stays on my face for several hours. So yeah, that's a kind of a rant, but I just needed to point that out. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this step. Okay, my washcloth is soaking wet with cold water. And I just press it in. And you're probably like, well, why did you bother with all that toner before you just went and wiped it off? Well, I find that it tightens my skin up and loosens the, obviously the mascara on my face, but any like oils that got stuck or embedded into like my nose or my chin or whatnot, it'll just help loosen that up. And then I take my oil, this, and not very much. I don't know if you can see that. Just in the palm of my hand, and I warm it up and I rub it, and then I rub it into my face. And then I just kind of rub, exfoliate all the dry patches in my skin that I have, especially on my forehead. Help get that wrinkle straightened out. You know, that dry, I'm just dehydrated all the time. It's like that wrinkle across my forehead. But yeah, this should take care of any flakies. And I find that my lips get really dry too, and I need a little bit of extra help. So I just go back over with oil and I let that sit in. It looks a little red and raw because I rubbed it, but usually rinsing afterwards with cool water will help get the redness to go down. But I find by the time my makeup's done, it's gone down a lot. So that was the second part of my skin prep. My third part is I actually go in with a thicker cream. And I actually like to use collagen beforehand. What is this? Collagen and vitamin C. It's just, I don't know if it really has that much like skincare benefits in it. I got it from Ross, who knows what I got. But I find it's really thick and it doesn't make my makeup pill up over it like some lotions do. And it is gentle on my eyes. So that's an important thing. Because usually about here, I will put my contacts in before my makeup. I'm not going to today, but if I have like product around my eye and I try to put contacts in, it'll kind of sting like when my eyes start watering. So I'm just not even gonna do that today, but this stuff doesn't interact with that. So, and I'll take a little bit of extra and put it on my neck. And I also put extra on my lips too. Kind of as a lip mask. That looked insane. I usually use Aquaphor like over the top of that to help seal in the product. But I just have this beeswax right here that I like to use as well. Some random lady gave this to me in this jar when I worked at a grocery store like 5 years ago. So I don't go through very much of it, but it's been a real lifesaver in the winter. And I'm not sensitive to it at all. So this is great. If you can get some beeswax or like beef tallow, or I don't know, just stuff that doesn't have a bunch of ingredients in it, you're usually pretty safe. So for sensitive skin, it doesn't bug a lot of people, which I wish I was one of those people. Okay, that was pretty much all of my skincare. I kind of give it some time to set in sometimes, but I've been rambling, so I should be set in well enough. I'm going to show you guys my little black makeup bag. It's been really handy having something this size. I can fit my everyday makeup in it. And I just always have it in this bag, just for convenience sake. And I just want to mention that I use 99% drugstore makeup. Yeah, that's just what I like. I find that it's good enough for me. But I am very particular. Like, I will try to find the best of the best. So, I mean, okay, some of this stuff's old, so ignore that fact. What I normally do, well, the first thing I normally do is assess the situation. My acne is pretty red right now, and there's quite a bit of it. So, I am definitely going to need a green color corrector today. And yeah, I think I'll just start there. What I always do is mix my green color corrector with my concealer. This is the e.l.f. You can't even see the writing anymore. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And the shade is Fair Warm, because I am a yellow person. And then this is my green color corrector. It's the L'Oreal True Match. It's just a little pen. I don't particularly like this one. I didn't do any real research when I picked out a green color corrector, and I find that this is really dry for my skin type, and I think I just would have rather like a cream tube that I could squeeze it out and just mix it with my concealer. But it is what it is. I am making do with it. It does not work to go straight onto my acne. I have to mix it with my concealer. So the way I go about doing that is I will take a little dab on my finger and right below that finger I will rub in quite a bit of green color corrector. And I just feel this out. I do a little bit more green color corrector for when I need it, and then I'll mix it together. And it turns into this really like gray, greenish, grayish, yellow tone that does not look like that would be a skin tone, but I find on my skin, it really blends in nice and covers up these grays. And this is a step I'm doing underneath foundation, which is going to level out the color. So I just put it in the spots where I need it, and then use my finger to dab it in. So yeah, let's see. You can kind of see that it's really leveled down the redness and made things kind of purplish, and that's okay. This is just a really basic layer that I've done. Like I said, I'm gonna go over with foundation, and after that, I will spot conceal. And there should be less spots to spot conceal now that I've done this initial layer. So, and I want to warn you, I am the type of person to do most of my makeup with my hands. I don't know, it just helps to sink in with my skin. So I will go over with other tools, like usually a damp sponge to help set it in more, but brushes really don't work. They streak, and it might be because I don't have really good quality brushes, but that was a little bit too much foundation. What I'm using right now is the L'Oreal Infallible. This isn't probably the best foundation ever, but I find it's a really good match for my skin tone, so that's why I like to use it. I have tried other, and this is how much I got on my hand. It's way too much. It was a little bit more, it was like a pump and a half, but I'm gonna just literally rub it into my hands like a lotion because it's so creamy. And then I press it into my face, all over, even on my eyes, my forehead, down my neck. And it's all gonna be the same thickness all over my face because I will do detail work on top of this. The first two steps of my concealing and foundation is just leveling out the playing field, you know, and thin out any areas where it tends to cake up if I've had too much product, like around my eyes especially, because I'm gonna do like a thicker layer of concealer on there, and I don't want a layer of foundation to make it really like a heavy layer of product. I also blend it in my nose because it really doesn't like to sink in there. In this step here, I'm going to take this Heritage Store, is that what it's called? Yeah, Rose Mist, and it's just a hydrating product that will just help the foundation settle in with the concealer. So, and this mister sucks, so I really like to take a fan and get all the thick water droplets to dry faster, just because it kind of smears my makeup if I don't do this stuff and spray too much, which I definitely did. Okay, I think the next thing to do is to conceal around my eyes and spot conceal these marks here. So I do another little bit of mixology. I take my concealer, and I know that this old classic LA girl stuff says it's a concealer, but I find that it is the perfect, it's nobody's skin tone. I mean, that's not true, but it's definitely not my skin tone, so it's perfectly peachy for mixing in with this to cut down on that bluish purple around my eyes. So I take a little bit of concealer on my finger, and then I take a little bit of what I'm calling color corrector, equal amount. Okay, just like that, not very much because it's a small area. And I use my fingers, and I really try to focus it in this area because it gets really dark in there. So yeah, you can see it's not exactly blended in with my foundation, so I'm taking a sponge to do that. And mostly focusing on this outer corner because it doesn't get as dark as the inner corner does. So do it on my nose. Okay. They're not perfectly concealed. I'm okay looking like a human, so I'll leave it at that. I'd rather just not have a bunch of makeup caked up under my eyes. So next I'm going to spot conceal. So I'm going to do the same thing that I had done on my first step for concealing. It helps if you have like a pinpoint brush. I did have one, I don't know where it is right now, so I want it to match as closely as I can to my skin tone, but still provide some redness reduction. Just have a little bit on my finger. I'm gonna hold up a mirror and take a brush and just kind of wipe that off my finger so it's on the back of this brush. And then I'll find the spots that need it. And I kind of kick it on a little bit thick. You can see it clearly, but it's good to let this dry and get a little bit tacky first, because when you go to blend it, it won't all just smear into your other makeup. It'll actually kind of stay in the places where you put it. So yeah, I would really recommend having a very thin, almost like pencil brush or pinpoint brush to do this. But I just kind of do a second layer over spots I have already gone over, just to make sure that the purple marks are really gone. And then whatever is left on my brush, I like to put around my nose and on my chin, where I tend to have some discoloration. Okay, so that looks crazy, I know. I'm gonna wipe the rest off on my sponge and then kind of really lightly dab around the edges of my concealer. That way most of the product stays on top of the acne that you're trying to cover. And I find this process takes quite a bit of refining. Yeah, and there's definitely some spots I need to go over again, so I will do that. And also I like to put some on the corner of my lips where I get these kind of shadows. Okay, it's to my liking. I've definitely done a better job before, but because I'm on camera, it's not gonna be perfect. That's just how that goes. So you can see that my skin is kind of dryish again after all those layers of moisture. So I'm gonna go in one more time. Maybe not one more time, but again with my Heritage Store spray. A little lighter than I had done before. Just let everything soak in. So yeah, that's all my concealing. Now I'm gonna take this wash rag that I have and wipe off any foundation that I might have gotten on it. And also that oil that I had put on earlier kind of helps loosen up the flakies that I had, and I can take those off now with an exfoliating cloth. So it should be ready for some product. I kind of like to start with this is the Burt's Bees tinted lip balm. I like to start with this just to rehydrate my lips again. It's not super hydrating, but it helps even out the color, so I get a good idea of what direction I want to go with lipstick if I want to. Most of the time I am just wearing this, but I wanted to try out a lipstick today, so yeah, I'll try to find one that is pretty close to my skin tone because I want it to be like my face but better. That's kind of my vibe today. I have this adorable little lipstick case that I found at the thrift store. And I just keep a little itty bitty little lip liner, my eyeliner, because I always lose it in the bottom of my bag, so I like it in there. And then I have this L'Oreal, what are these? Color Riche lipsticks. This color is Spice Cider. And I find that this is a pretty good match for my lips, but it gives it a little bit of a pop. You know, it's not as rosy as, say, what do I have? Rose Velvet. This is truly like my lips, but better. But I wanted something a little more exciting today, so. I don't even know if I want to go in with a lip liner today. I think that I'm okay just giving my lips a little bit of a tint. So I'm going to use this. And I clean up the edges just with my finger. And that kind of helps blend in like the foundation. So yeah, they're not lined. I find that this formula is a little bit more sturdy than the Revlon Super Lustrous line. These are a little more glossy. So it stays on quite a while, especially if like I'm not going out to dinner or something and talking and eating and whatnot. So yes, I like that choice. And on top of that, I usually, if I feel like it's a little bit dry, I will, especially if I've used a lip liner, I'll go over with my tinted lip balm. It helps blend it. So sometimes I stop here. I'll just clean up my eyebrows a little bit, especially if I'm just at home, just to save my poor eyelashes, because I only ever wear waterproof mascara, but I will do mascara today. So, but before I do that, I'm going to use my NYX, and this is my one piece of makeup that's come from like Ulta or Sephora. The rest has been from like Walmart or online. So I just really keep it super light, and I hold like the very back of this just so I have a light hand. And just straighten out my brows. Oops. And then I kind of blend it with the brush. My eyebrows are due for a little bit of a cleanup, but now this eyebrow is always so much worse than the other. For some reason, the hairs are really thin compared to the other side, and also it's my wrong damn hand. So this brow just ends up looking how it looks. It's fine. So, mascara time. I used to use an eyelash curler religiously, but my eyelashes are just, I need to give them a break. So I've been just putting it on the outer corners, and I find I actually like that a little bit better for this time in my life. It's a little bit more simple. Now, I don't want to talk about the mascara that I'm using because it's way too old, so yeah, there's that. I did buy a new mascara, and I tried to give it some time to dry out just so it had a little bit more stick-to-itiveness, but man, I don't like that formula at all. It is a waterproof mascara. I just find that this is dry, sticky enough that it really like coats my lashes and lengthens them. Looks like it has fibers, but it's just probably fuzz from the crap it's taken off my eyelashes. Wait, hold on. Somebody needs to tell that girl to get that lipstick off her teeth. I'm not gonna refilm, so it's there, and I know it's there, and I'm sorry. So I've learned. I know better. Oh my god. Yeah, but I used the CoverGirl vegan formula waterproof mascara, and it is just not, it just is kind of heavy and wet, and it makes my eyelashes fall down, and I already have really straight eyelashes, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to dry out, but I don't know if it's for me. And I've also used the Sky High tubing mascara from oh god, I don't even know what brand, but you guys know the pink tube. And tubing mascaras are not my thing. They really, it gets all over the place for me because I rub my eyes and then I get flakies, and then I have gaps in my eyelashes, and I find that I can wash waterproof mascara off well enough with oil and then going over with like a toner, just rinsing my face. So that works fine for me. So I like waterproof mascaras. I was trying to find a vegan formula that was a little more gentle. Didn't quite hit the mark there, so yeah. Did one coat of mascara. I will do a second coat. And I like to just keep my mascara close to the corners of my eyes and not on my lower lash line because I look insane if I do my lower lash line. And I think I finally freaking figured it out after all these years. I think I have pretty round eyes, so if I put mascara, it makes a doll out of me. Really emphasizes something that it's already exaggerated, so it feels clownish on me. So I've just been doing this thing where I take the end of my mascara wand where there's product and just kind of winging out my mascara to make like a little, you know, I don't know if you can see the effect all that well, but that little subtle difference really helps me. So I could do a little eyeliner. So I close my eyes, just kind of rub it into my lash line. And I'm messy about this, dude. And then take my finger and just kind of blend it. And it helps to disguise this step by curling your lashes. And now I'm gonna take the end of it and kind of wing it up. And then I'll clean it up a little bit. So by rubbing it, it kind of sharpens out that line. And it's less about precision for me and more about just adding a little bit of contrast around my eye and deepening it up a little bit, but not going so far as to close off my eyelid. This side I always struggle with a lot. And I just do the same thing, kind of rub it. And now I've done a really bad job with this, so I'm gonna take like, well, I think I could clean it up with my finger, but you could take like a corner of a tissue and kind of cut in. It probably looks crazy, it looks fine to me. It's smudgy, that's how I like my eyeliner, and I have done it where it's a lot more precise before, but yeah, I'm on the struggle bus today a little bit, so. And just to be a little bit more picky about what I'm doing, I'm taking a white eyeliner. I don't even know what brand this is. I'm just going in the corner of my eyes like this. And even like up, I'm rubbing it in, just bringing a little bit more light into those dark crevices of my eye. And then I'll go over my lip a little, the top and down my nose bridge. These are the parts that I want to bring forward a little bit. So yeah, and I'm going to take my sponge, and it has a little bit of concealer on it still from when I did this, and go underneath my eye and clean up the mascara and eyeliner, because that was a pretty bad job. Not gonna lie. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, now for me, I look like a better version of how I did to start, I think. Just kind of enhanced my features in subtle ways. That is how I do my everyday makeup. My hair's almost dry now after my shower. Took me a while. So yeah, and usually if I want to go a little further, I just use this as a base, and I can go back over my lipstick with a lip liner and just kind of tighten that up, and go over my pencil eyeliner with a liquid eyeliner, like usually with a brush or whatnot. Oh my god, I can't believe it, I forgot blush. That's literally like my favorite step. Okay, hold on. This is a Milani Baked Blush in Petal Primavera. And I keep it kind of high on my cheekbones. So yeah, I really kind of do like a blush draping around my eyes, like damn near 80s. And then I'll take my blush, or my cream. Go over those spots again around the edges. Kind of go over the spots where it felt like it was too much. Yeah, I usually do like a cream blush, but I was trying out that product, so yeah, I just, like I said, I can go on and do more layers on top of what I've already done as a base, but this is usually what I do each day to feel a little bit more cleaned up, so yeah. Actually, yes, I will refilm the last part of it. Thank you if you have subscribed. Welcome if you're new here. Please feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. Yes, I know I took a break during the holidays, but I am back and I'm very much enjoying filming. So yeah, I have lots of ideas for you guys. So yes. Hello. That's my outro. Goodbye.